The jellyfish that cheats death. Every living thing on Earth follows the same rule. You are born, you grow, you age, you die. It doesn't matter if you're a bacterium or a blue whale, a mayfly that lives for a single afternoon, or a Greenland shark that lives for 500 years. The rule applies. The timeline varies, the destination doesn't. Every living thing dies, except one. This is Turritopsis dohrnii, the immortal jellyfish. It is 4 millimeters wide, smaller than your fingernail, completely transparent. It looks like someone tried to draw a jellyfish from memory and ran out of effort halfway through. And it is, as far as science can determine, the only animal on Earth that does not have to die of old age, ever.
Story. Now before we get into how, let's talk about what a jellyfish's life is supposed to look like. Because the immortal jellyfish's trick only makes sense once you understand what it's cheating. A normal jellyfish starts as a fertilized egg, becomes a tiny free-swimming larva called a planula, then settles on a hard surface and becomes a polyp, a small stationary creature that looks more like a sea anemone than anything you'd call a jellyfish. The polyp then buds off tiny juvenile jellyfish called ephyrae, which grow into the adult form everyone recognizes. The bell, the tentacles, the whole operation. The adult reproduces, then it ages, then it dies. This is the deal. Every animal on Earth has signed this contract. Turritopsis dohrnii found a loophole. When the immortal jellyfish is put under stress, starvation, injury, disease, extreme temperature, old age, instead of dying, it does something that has no equivalent anywhere else in the animal kingdom. It reverts. Not metaphorically, not partially. The adult jellyfish, fully formed, fully developed, physically transforms back into the polyp it was at the very beginning of its life. Bell and tentacles dissolve, the organism contracts, and what remains settles onto a surface and starts again, from scratch. This process is called transdifferentiation. It means the jellyfish's adult cells, cells that have already committed to being specific things, muscle tissue, nerve tissue, skin, completely de-differentiate. They forget what they were. And then they re-differentiate into entirely different cell types, rebuilding the organism from the inside out. Muscle cells become nerve cells. Skin cells become muscle cells. The entire animal is reconstructed. Let's be precise about what this is and isn't. This is not the jellyfish getting younger. This is not some gentle, graceful rejuvenation. The adult jellyfish doesn't continue existing in a younger form. The adult jellyfish ceases to exist. It becomes a polyp, a biologically distinct life stage. That polyp grows into a new adult. That adult can revert again. That adult can grow back again. And as far as scientists have been able to determine, there is no upper limit to how many times this cycle can repeat. No upper limit. Think about what that means. The immortal jellyfish drifting in the Mediterranean right now, completely transparent, 4 millimeters wide, entirely unbothered, could theoretically be the same individual that was alive 1,000 years ago. The same organism, cycling through its adult and polyp loop so many times that age has become a meaningless concept. There is no biological clock in Turritopsis dohrnii that scientists have been able to find. No accumulating cellular damage building toward death, no telomere shortening, no senescence, no expiry date written anywhere in its biology. It just keeps going. This was discovered in 1988 by a marine biology student named Fernando Boero, who left a sample of jellyfish in a petri dish over a holiday and forgot about them. When he came back expecting dead jellyfish, he found polyps. It took years of follow-up research to confirm it wasn't a mistake, that Turritopsis dohrnii was genuinely, reproducibly, repeatedly doing this, that it was a real biological mechanism and not a fluke in a forgotten petri dish. One forgotten petri dish. One researcher who came back from holiday expecting nothing. The most significant longevity discovery in the history of biology. Now, before you conclude that the immortal jellyfish has completely solved death, it hasn't. Not entirely. It can be eaten. A predator will end it just as efficiently as anything else. Disease can kill it. Physical destruction kills it. The immortality is biological. Immunity to aging. Immunity to natural death, but not immunity to the world. It also takes time to revert. During the transformation, it is vulnerable, and the ocean is not a forgiving place for a 4 millimeter transparent invertebrate in the middle of a complicated physiological process. So they die. Plenty of them die. The immortality is a mechanism, not a guarantee, but the mechanism exists, and nothing else on Earth has it. Scientists are paying close attention for an obvious reason. If we could understand how these cells reset, what triggers the reversal, what regulates it, what switches it on, the implications for human medicine would be enormous. Cancer, at its most fundamental, is cells losing their identity and proliferating without control. Aging is accumulated cellular damage and declining function. The immortal jellyfish appears to have solved both problems. It has simply declined to share how. 4 millimeters, transparent, drifting, no brain, no plan, no awareness of what it represents or what it has broken. No idea that it is the subject of research papers, university lectures, and a Zoodoodle episode. It is simply doing what it has always done, drifting, reverting, beginning again, over and over and over, without end. That's Zoodoodle, the smallest animal, the biggest question.